Hi, I'm Josh Oakes, author of the book Light, Bright, and Polite, and I travel the country sharing with teens and tweens how they can be positive and full of gratitude online to someday impress colleges and future employers. Today, we are so honored to have 4 experts from around the country talking to us about how to have a digital dialogue with your teens or tweens. If you are a parent, if you are an educator, you know that the devices that your students have are always in their hands for the most part. It is harder and harder to keep that device away from them, to keep the internet out of their hands. Today, I'm excited that these experts are going to give us some tactical tips you can use to keep your kids safe. So first, I'm honored to be able to introduce to you, let's start with Rocha Paul. She's in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is in between meetings and she's in her car, which I'm honored to have you here, Rocha. Rocha, talk to me about one of your tips. You're the founder of Big Dreams, a nonprofit mentoring program for girls 9 to 18 years old in Charlotte. Talk to us about what you've learned about body image and self-esteem with your students.
Just basically, talking to my girls. Social media is one of the things that plays a big role in their life when it comes to what they think society accepts. So my tip to them has been, I have friends that are different shades and different body images, but love yourself. Be unique. It's okay to be different, and just make sure that you are a leader.
That is wonderful. I'm so honored that you're here today sharing that with us. Okay, next we're over to Connie. Connie is a former spokesperson for Disney and a mother of 5. Now, she learned how to help her students and children manage their screen time by setting up a system of time management techniques. Connie, talk to us about how you teach your 5 children how to manage their time and money.
Well, what I did is I tied the money, so I took 10 pennies, and on Sunday night I would give each of them 10 pennies. Each penny represented 30 minutes. So first they were able to have all the pennies. They could spend them however they wanted. They usually were gone by Tuesday, so the next week they realized, hey, if I spread these out, I can get a little bit more screen time. And so each week they would come back on a Sunday morning, we'd refill their 10 pennies, and they learned how to make the most of their time while they were online instead of wasting time online, and they learned the value of time from a financial standpoint.
Wow, I think that is terrific.
Time is money.
Time is money. I haven't heard that before, and I love that example. I think that's so great. Next, we're going over to New York City. We have Aviv Alfer. He's the executive director and head of market research and customer insights at Kaplan Test Prep. Yariv's a father of 2, and he's from the New York City area. Yariv, talk to us about when in doubt, leave it out, and how to accentuate the positives.
Yeah, one thing that we do at Kaplan, and we have been doing it now for 11 years, is an annual survey with admissions officers, college admissions officers. And back in 2008, we started asking the question, do you look at an applicant's social media page footprint? And back then it was 10%. And in our last survey, that was up to 40%. And so one thing that we advise students and parents is what you put out there is out there. It's public information. It's available for everybody to look at. And colleges are very cognizant of the kind of communities that they're trying to build, and who they let in matters a lot, both for campus safety, but also for the kind of cohort and community that they're trying to foster there. And so what you put online matters, and when in doubt, yeah, leave it out. Be very, very conscious of the kind of profile and the kind of reputation that you're giving yourself online.
I think that is really, really wise. So you're saying now 40% of colleges are admitting to searching online for students when they're applying, you're saying?
I would say 40% of college admissions officers are doing that. And they're doing it for a variety of reasons, some of them positive, some of them negative. It's kind of interesting. We saw literally a split where 37% of admissions officers noted a positive reason for looking into an applicant, and 37% noted sort of a negative. So negative might be like a criminal record, and positive might be an award they won or a special talent that they may have. But it's a variety of issues, right? The kind of folks bring a lot of experiences by the time they come to apply to college. And what social media does is sort of give that better rounded perspective of an applicant to colleges.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for those tips. Now we have Tracy Vega. We're going over to Florida to hear about Tracy. Tracy's the co-founder of Simple Self-Defense for Women. She's a safety expert for women and children, and she teaches women and teens how to protect themselves not only in person but online. Tracy, welcome to the video.
Hi. Thanks
Hey,
for
Tracy,
having us.
walk us through, you talk a lot about bullying, and I'd like you to give the educators and the parents that are watching right now some bullying tips. Can you teach us about how to disengage and maybe how to, essentially, how to disengage with bullies so that you're not a part of it?
Sure, absolutely. Think about it. You can't fight with yourself. So if you've got somebody bullying you or your child online, if you don't engage with them, they're going to stop. But what we tell people is, if you wouldn't walk up to someone on the street and say, your shoes look terrible, why are you wearing those? Don't do it online, and don't encourage your kids to do that. We don't need everybody jumping on the bandwagon and having one from 10,000 people start to bully one child because they're hiding behind a keyboard. The other thing that's very important is for your parents to know, and for teachers to know, is it the bully we're dealing with, or is it the person being bullied? Because a lot of times parents don't know that their child is a bully, and they won't exhibit the signs, but that's something that people need to look out for. You need to see, is your child withdrawing? Are they changing their habits? Are they, they're doing something different on social media? They're hiding their phone or whatever they're using to look at their information online. You really should be able to walk up at any time and say, hey, let me see your phone, that 10 minutes that we got, the 10 pennies. You should be able to walk up during that time that they're using that and say, hey, let me see what you're looking at. And if they're not willing to share, you might want to take a look and see what's going on, because there might be something hiding behind the screen.
Boy, that's a powerful one. That's really great. Bullying is bullying. Disengage. I think those are great tips. So here's what we've learned. Just a real quick recap. First, from La Rocha, we learned that low self-esteem is something to talk about, students. You're beautiful no matter who you are, what your skin tone is, the size of your body, what you look like. It may be even great to look different. So you stand out in a wonderful way. La Rocha, I loved that tip. Then we went over to Florida. Connie says it's great to use money as an example of time, and she talked about her 10 pennies that she gave to her students, her 5 kids, and said spend it how you want, and as they'd run out early in the week, then she'd teach them how to manage it throughout the week. I love that example. Then we jumped over to Aviv, who talked about how now 37 to 40% of college admissions officers are searching. When in doubt, leave it out, accentuate the positives, know your online footprint. Then Tracy taught us, just as you heard, about bullying is bullying, and talk to your students about what's on their phone. On April 22nd, all of you that are watching this, we are hosting the first ever Digital Citizenship Conference in Los Angeles, thanks to our friends at Microsoft for partnering with us. And we're hosting 2 tracks, a safety track and a smart track. And we have some of the smartest experts in Los Angeles talking with educators and parents about how to be safe online and how to be smart online. And when I say smart, I mean prepping your students, no matter what the age, for college admissions, their online footprint, knowing what their online identity looks like. You can learn more at safesmartsocial.com. We have a virtual ticket for everybody watching nationwide. At a fraction of the cost, you can watch the whole conference and meet all these experts. It's our job to make sure you know all the options that you have to keep your kids safe and smart online. I'm Josh Oakes with Safe Smart Social. I want to thank you once again to all of our amazing experts from all over the country today. Thank you to all of you. I'm Josh with Safe Smart Social. As always, keep it light, bright, and polite. Have a great day, guys. Take care.